Do you think all cars are what they seem? Have you ever seen a car that looks boring on the outside, but is hiding a powerful machine underneath? These are called sleeper muscle cars, and don't let their appearance fool you. Let's explore the top 10 sleeper cars ever made, starting from the newest to the oldest. Number 10. Pontiac G8 GT. This car has a sneaky appearance but packs some serious power under the hood, which is why it's often called a sleeper. From 2008 to 2009, this sedan was created with both speed and practicality in mind. The G8 GT's engine is top-notch. Its V8 can produce up to 361 horsepower and torque hitting as high as about 384 pounds per foot. Although some say that shifting gears isn't always quick enough for their liking due to its 6-speed automatic transmission, driving remains smooth overall. It's no wonder so many people love this fast ride. Going from 0 to 60 takes just over 5 seconds. And if you were ever racing down an empty quarter-mile stretch of road, then you could finish it off in only around 13.5 seconds. When it comes to how much fuel is used, this car does pretty well by getting about 16 miles per gallon in the city and zipping along at around 25 miles per gallon on the highway. This sedan has a wheelbase that measures out to be over 9 feet long. The Pontiac G8 GT is a real gem, loaded with goodies that make driving easier and more fun. It has rear-wheel drive, which makes it handle like a dream on the road. Plus, you'll love the handy features like remote start, keyless entry, and fog lights. They're just plain practical. And when you really want to let loose behind the wheel, the limited slip differential helps keep everything stable so your ride stays super smooth even during high-energy driving sessions. Unfortunately, many people mistake the Pontiac G8 GT for an ordinary car because of its low-key appearance. However, this car has some seriously amazing abilities when it comes to performance. Number 9. Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Lots of people think the Z28 is a sneaky car because it doesn't look as tough as its brother, the Camaro SS. The design isn't flashy or attention-grabbing like some others on the road, but don't let that fool you. Under its hood lies a powerful engine, a 5.7-liter V8, producing around 305 horsepower and 300 pounds per foot of torque. With good power like this, you need decent transmission options too. Luckily, the Z28 comes standard with an automatic 4-speed gearbox or the manual 6-speed box. When we look inside the Z28, we'll see that it has comfy bucket seats with extra support to keep us in place while driving fast. It's a little bit unfortunate that the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 often doesn't get as much recognition as its flashier counterparts. The thing is, this car has always been seen as kind of an underdog compared to other models in the Camaro lineup, particularly the SS. But some people see that as a plus. It means they can enjoy all of its performance without drawing too much attention to themselves or their ride, which makes it really popular with serious fans of high-performance vehicles who appreciate substance over style. Number 8. Pontiac Firebird Formula. People call this car a sleeper because it looks plain, but under its hood is an engine that can do amazing things. The Pontiac Firebird Formula boasts a powerful 5.7-liter that produces up to 305 horsepower and 300 pounds per foot of torque. That means swift acceleration, going from 0 to 60 miles per hour, takes less than 7 seconds. Additionally, the electronic brake force distribution system used by this model helps enhance braking efficiency for smoother rides around town streets or narrow curves. Unfortunately, unlike the showy Trans Am version, the Formula had a more understated look. This made it less noticeable while driving and let drivers surprise others with its impressive performance on the road. Number 7. Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS 454. The Monte Carlo SS 454 had a big V8 engine with over 360 horsepower, which could take it from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5 seconds. And if you managed to find somewhere safe enough to go super fast, this bad boy was capable of reaching speeds up to around 130 miles per hour. People who love muscle cars sometimes argue about exactly how fast the 71 version went or how long it took to drive 1/4 mile. But everybody agrees that these babies were truly special. Most came equipped with an automatic transmission, though some lucky drivers got 4-speed manual versions instead. Sadly, they didn't make many of them as only 3,823 total vehicles were made back in 1970. Inside, it's pretty spacious. The driver and all their friends can fit comfortably without feeling squished like in some other muscle cars back then. Plus, when they revamped it in 1971, they made the dashboard look cooler with new knobs and a fancy 4-spoke steering wheel. But when talking about muscle cars from back in the day, you might not think of the Monte Carlo SS 454 as one. This is because it had a more low-key design compared to others at that time. Number 6. Oldsmobile 442. Initially, the Oldsmobile 442 was offered as a special package for the F85 and Cutlass models, but later became its own standalone model. The first version of the 442 had a powerful V8 engine with about 310 horsepower and could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds. Over time, they upgraded the engine, so it now has even more power, reaching approximately 345 horsepower. These cars were originally equipped with 4-speed manual transmissions, though newer models also have 3-speed manuals or 2-speed automatics available depending on preference. And if we talk about the inside parts of this bad boy, there are many ways to make it look and feel unique. You can choose different materials for your door panels, armrests, and carpeting. And if you need any replacements or upgrades later on, don't worry. There are plenty of restoration options available out there that'll make sure everything stays in top shape. Unfortunately, people often mistake the Oldsmobile 442 for a plain and boring car, but don't be fooled by its unassuming appearance. This ride has some impressive muscle under the hood. Number 5. Ford Mustang Mach 1. This bad boy is a supercharged version of the classic Mustang, bringing together old-school style and modern tech. Underneath that sleek bodywork lies a powerhouse V8 engine pumping out 480 horsepower and an impressive 420 pounds-per-foot of torque. You can shift through gears with either a manual or automatic transmission as you hit top speeds of around 155 miles per hour. And when it comes time to stop this beast, its brakes kick into gear boasting superhero-like abilities. Stopping from 60 miles per hour takes just under 100 feet. Fuel economy numbers are respectable at 16 miles per gallon city driving, while highway cruising nets around 24 miles per gallon average. Now let's talk about the inside of this beast. It has a cool dashboard with shiny aluminum touches that give it a sporty look. The seats are covered in black leather and have stripes on them to honor its history, making the inside both stylish and practical. Plus, there's some fancy technology like an auto-dimming rearview mirror and Ford Pass connectivity for added convenience. All these neat features make cruising around even more enjoyable. The Ford Mustang Mach 1 is often underestimated because it doesn't have flashy elements that shout high performance, despite its aggressive Mustang-style looks. Other drivers may not recognize its true power and abilities right away. Number 4. 1966 Chevrolet Chevy II. The Chevy II came with different engine options, but the most impressive one was the L79 V8 at 327 cubic inches and could produce up to around 350 horsepower. In total, roughly 120,000 were made by Chevrolet that year. Pretty crazy, right? Now let's talk about the inside of this stunning car. The 1966 Chevy II was designed to look classic, but with a few modern twists thrown in. It had all the essential features you'd expect, plus some fancy upgrades like chrome accents and super cool vinyl seats that made it feel even more luxurious. The dashboard was simple yet practical, just what you need when you're cruising down the highway. Plus, some models had upgraded instrument clusters from Dakota Digital, which gave it an updated style while still keeping that vintage vibe we love so much. Overall, whether you value function or aesthetics, or both, this beauty has got everything covered on its interior design front. Did you know that the 1966 Chevy II, specifically the SS version, is considered a sleeper car? Despite looking like an average family car on the outside, it boasts powerful performance capabilities. The design of this vehicle was intentionally minimalistic, with subtle SS badges and small V8 flags to avoid standing out too much. It blends in effortlessly with regular cars, which makes it even more impressive when people see what it's actually capable of doing. Number 3. 1970 A5 Ford Falcon. The 1970 Ford Falcon marked the end of production for this model in North America. What's cool about it is that there were different types of engines available, starting from an inline-6 up to a super powerful V8. With so many choices, drivers had varying levels of power and performance at their fingertips. When it comes to the inside of the Falcon, you would often find bench seats, which are pretty common in many models. They had basic vinyl options that some people described as cheapo fabric, something you'd see mostly in affordable cars from back then. Everything on the inside was made more for function than luxury, so there were rubber floor mats and sturdy vinyl upholstery. Comfort wasn't really a priority. This was just how things were done with low-cost vehicles around the late 60s or early 70s. You may not expect it at first glance, but the 1970 Ford Falcon is actually a sneaky speedster. Its unassuming looks hide its impressive ability to go fast and strong on the road. Number 2. Plymouth Bel Air 427. Up next on our list is the Plymouth Bel Air 427. Some people get it mixed up with the Chevrolet model since they're both super famous American cars from around the same period. But when someone talks about a Bel Air 427, they usually mean one made by Chevy in the 60s. The cool thing about this car was that you could trick it out with a beefy V8 engine, called a big block because of how huge it was at over 7 liters. This particular engine had some real oomph to it and could put out around 425 horsepower, which is impressive. And if you added even more sweet upgrades, your hopped-up ride would be able to burn rubber down any drag strip, doing quarter-mile run times in just 10 seconds flat. But unfortunately, this vehicle has a simple and timeless design that doesn't shout out its incredible performance capabilities at first glance. This means it's not likely to attract too much attention compared to some louder muscle cars from back in the day. Number 1. 1966 Chevy Biscayne 427. One reason people like this car so much is because it had an L72 427 cubic inch V8 engine, which produced up to 425 horsepower. That means it could go really fast and handle like a dream. Plus, most models came with a manual transmission that helped make driving even more fun. The Biscayne was made to perform its best with a sturdy F41 suspension and choices for positive traction that improved traction on the road. The best part about the Biscayne was its rarity. Not many were made back then, so today they're pretty hard to come by. But people call it a sleeper because even though it can perform like crazy, it doesn't have any flashy decorations or designs on the outside. It just blends in with all the other average cars around town. The only way you might be able to tell its secret is by noticing some small badges on the front fenders, which most people wouldn't notice anyway. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave your thoughts in the comment section below.